I'm not sure why I'm doing this video, other than maybe to have a record of what happened. And who knows, maybe someone out there will find this video helpful somehow. Either when deciding what to do, if they're in this situation, or if they need to compile a log of instances like it. I'm going to try and avoid hyperbole where I can, but if I end up veering into it or jumping to conclusions out of turn, I apologize. As some who have followed this channel know, or might guess, I'm something of an online video pack rat. I very rarely delete any of my old videos, even when they don't fit the themes of whatever videos I'm making now, or when I think they're just plain bad. If I did, particularly in the latter case, 90% of my videos on my channel would be gone. Besides, they're a good reminder for me of not just how far I've come and can still go, but what not to do anymore. Such was the case when back in December of 2008 I did a 5-part review of Santa Claus, a movie made in 1959 which also made an appearance on Mystery Science Theater 3000. Those videos have been in a state of flux over the past 5 years, and the last I checked, they were all blocked worldwide. So imagine my surprise when on September 22nd, 2007, almost 9 years after they went up, I was informed of a copyright strike. My first ever copyright strike, on almost all of them. Fortunately, each video counted as part of the same strike, or my channel might have been deleted on the spot. Only one of them, which I made private for reasons I still don't remember, still exists. I don't have the original video files after my most recent PC change, so they're just gone now. Aside from the bullshit ex post facto punishment, I initially thought this was YouTube's robots claiming something on another group's behalf, until I checked the details of the strike. The videos were manually detected by the movie's rights holder, not by an automated system. YouTube only automatically takes down the more egregious copyright violations. Manual claims are done by YouTube partners with a special tool for seeking out their work. So YouTube apparently made them viewable again in at least the US, without telling me, mind you. Then someone looked up and, presumably, watched some of those old videos and gave them a strike. Bear in mind that even back then, my videos followed some of the same conventions I follow now. Talking over video footage, throwing text over the top of parts of it, breaking in with live shots, all of that happened regularly throughout. Also, all 5 videos combined were under 45 minutes in length. Santa Claus is a 95-minute movie. Using the third video as a frame of reference, about 20% of it contained unedited footage, meaning it wasn't sped up, slowed down, captioned, or had my voice over the audio. Those numbers holding true, all 5 videos together would have had about 5.5 minutes of unedited movie footage, roughly 6% of the whole film. Rather than go through the automated system, I decided to plead my case directly to the people making the claim, even offering to take down the videos entirely if the strike could be lifted. After all, an email to them was listed with the claim. It was worth a shot, right? When I tried though, my email got bounced back to me. The email was blocking incoming messages or just didn't exist anymore. I'd assume the email still exists because otherwise how would the YouTube account under it still upload videos? I tried looking up the person at the company who owned the email, as it was simply an abbreviation of their name. What I found was a person who, according to their LinkedIn profile, stopped working for them years ago. I also sent messages directly to the YouTube account because even though that feature is buried in YouTube's menus, it is still there, and I got no response. After about a week of attempted contact and nothing happening, I looked up their Facebook page and tried sending it a direct message. Shockingly, that worked. I wound up talking with a person who claimed to be the company president, and this is a direct quote, "If the videos in question really are just reviews, and you are not showing the entire movie, then we should have no problem in removing the strike from your channel." Even if that wasn't the president, at least I'd gotten through to someone. I sent the email they gave a link to my channel and hoped this would be resolved in due time. Almost a week later, I received not an email response or a reply to the Facebook message, but a direct message on YouTube from the account which issued the strike, and it reads as follows. "We are willing to send a retraction to YouTube and bring you into compliance if you too add," their company's YouTube channel, and another YouTube channel owned and operated by them, YouTube channels to the top of your channel's featured channels for a minimum of 12 months. Here are instructions on how to add featured channels. Of course, you must also agree not to post these movies again, or any videos from any, the channels are named again, releases without our written permission. This offer is subject to change without notice, and we reserve all rights. Sincerely, their company president. 5 things. 1. This is signed by the company president, who apparently owns the YouTube account which is registered under a former employee's name. 2. This person clearly didn't look at my channel's front page, or they'd know I'm well aware of how the featured channels function works. 3. My featured channel section isn't called featured channels. It's called People I Don't Hate. Needless to say, you're not making that list after this. 4. How are you planning to enforce that? Is this like how some athletes go through random drug tests, but with one of your employees loading up my channel and checking the sidebar links? If so, could you at least subscribe? I mean, that seems like it would be a common courtesy. 5. Movies. Plural. There was only one. A very small part of one, scattered across 5 videos. This section, and the response as a whole, reads like a copy-paste job. As you might have guessed, I did not agree to the terms because, in my humble opinion, they're full of shit. I say that because if you try searching for this film, the first result is the entire unedited, clearly not a review English dub of Santa Claus. It's been there for over 3 years, apparently from a film restoration group which has some kind of claim to having it on their channel. I'm making some assumptions about that because otherwise, how is this still up? Other reviews, including ones as long as the one I put up, are still on YouTube, including some far more negative than mine, as is the MST3K episode on the film, so how did mine get singled out? Am I insinuating I got a strike because the people with the rights to the movie just didn't like what I had to say? I'm not saying anything definitive either way, except that I'm making sure not to give them my money in any way, shape, or form. And for the first time in a decade, I won't be watching or subjecting unsuspecting viewers to Santa Claus. What I will do is celebrate that the strike is expired, and I don't have to give a shit about your weird demands. Happy holidays.